next speaker will be Andy Pollock.
Good morning, everyone, and good morning, Kathy. Andy Pollock for the record, Passengers United. So let's get into a couple of these schedule changes that are at hand. I always like to thank the people on the Long Island Railroad for their transparency regarding schedule changes. The first notable one in August, as soon as I saw that in the committee book, I immediately notified my family members in Great Neck that they're going to be having 2 straight weekends of no service to Grand Central Madison. So if they're heading to the east side those 2 weekends, they better figure out how to make a Woodside transfer feasible. And that's all I'm going to say for that. And as far as the schedule changes, I'm glad we know the new schedules will begin on September 5th. I'm glad that Atlantic Terminal is getting more service, but this is not a time to applaud just yet. There's still some changes that need to be made. Let's see what happens when the final product comes out. But more importantly, please keep the off-peak departure times on the Port Washington branch, the times that are from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on a weekday. I like them, and I'm just hoping the 217 train from Penn Station to Port Washington does not get touched, because that's a train that I would want to see continue to run out of Penn and not from Grand Central. And the last thing I want to mention is the schedule changes coming for September 7th and 8th. I'm hoping there will be enough trains to and from Penn Station for the Eagles farewell tour coming up at Madison Square Garden, because a lot of people complain that there's not enough service after concerts in general at Penn Station. So hopefully that can be adjusted on the fly. So with that, I'm going to yield my time. Kathy, enjoy the rest of your summer, and I will speak to you again in the fall.
Thank you.
The September 15th schedule change. Contains some major improvements that directly address some of the most consistent complaints that we've been hearing about the new service plan. So I'm going to give you a brief overview of some of the most relevant changes that will appear in the September 5th schedule change. You've heard from some of the public speakers this morning. There will be more direct service to Brooklyn during the AM peak. We're adding 5 through trains on the Far Rockaway, Long Beach, Hempstead, and Huntington branches. We've also mixed up the stations that will be getting direct service to Brooklyn. Locust Manor, Laurelton, Rosedale, Hollis, and Queens Village stops have been reassigned to more Atlantic Terminal trains. Data indicates that more riders from these stations are traveling to Brooklyn, and we want to ensure that they get as many trains to Brooklyn as possible. We've been in touch with elected officials in these communities, and they're very, very supportive of this change. One of the other complaints was the reduction in express service. We're addressing that as well. The new schedules create more morning express service on the Huntington and Ronkonkoma branches. All but 4 morning peak Ronkonkoma trains will operate express to Jamaica from either Hicksville or Bethpage, and 2 trains from Huntington will operate express from Syosset or Hicksville. 2 new morning peak trains originating from Hicksville and Westbury have been added to provide local service. There's also more AM peak express service between Jamaica and Manhattan. To further balance service while meeting the demands of our customers, a few trains to and from Grand Central Madison will be directed to operate to and from Penn, and some late evening trains will originate from Penn to offer additional service opportunities to customers attending concerts or sporting events at the Garden. Another upcoming change will have most off-peak trains that make a Kew Garden stop make a Forest Hill stop, and vice versa.
Our next speaker will be Andy Pollock.
Thank you, David. Good morning, Richard, and good morning, everyone. Andy Pollock here from Passengers United. So I want to get into a couple of things before the end of the summer here. Number one, yet again, subway surfing has claimed 2 lives in the past month. And I would hope that in the upcoming 2023-24 school year, I'm hoping that we can get members of the transit police to educate children on the dangers of subway surfing, because I've gone on the record and said, lives are being lost, but, time and money are also on the line as well, because they always say time is money in New York City. So I just want to state that for the record, that something needs to be done to educate our youth about subway surfing. And then we have to educate the people of the dangers of putting trash on the subway tracks. And I've seen a lot of it in the past month, especially at 42nd Street, Bryant Park on the B, D, F, and M line. Not only is it disgusting, but from what I've been made aware of in our organization, Passengers United, we've been well aware of the smoke conditions being reported throughout the subway system. And that's what leads to track fires, and that's what leads to delays. So what I'm calling for is the MTA to bring back the Darth Vader machine. It was a machine that swept up the trash off the subway tracks. And listen, you have trash. Please just throw it out in the trash receptacle, or wait till you get upstairs and find a trash can, or just take care of it responsibly, because we can't be having any more of these smoke conditions inside subway tunnels anymore. It's getting way out of hand. So with that being all said, Richard, enjoy the rest of your summer, and I will speak to you in the fall.
Thank you for your remarks.
Help us out, guys, please. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, we have one other speaker on Zoom. I was just told about Andy Pollock.
Okay.
Okay, David, finally I got acknowledged. Hi, Neil. Hi, everyone. So, two things I want to discuss before the end of the summer. So, number one, my colleagues have been discussing the Atlantic ticket, as you just heard Jack and Charlton from Passengers United. And we cannot have this ticket program eliminated, because it's been around now for 5 years, and a lot of people in Southeast Queens rely on this program. And I know this morning there was a lot of talk about, oh, well, we're going to be adding more peak service from Queens Village and Hollis. But if you eliminate this program, how are people supposed to have direct service to Atlantic Terminal? So again, please do not eliminate the Atlantic ticket. We need this program. So hopefully we can keep that when the board votes fully on this on Wednesday. And also, before I wrap up my remarks, I am now opposing the congestion pricing plan. There have been scientists that have been working with the state of New Jersey. Yes, I'm not going to say where I got my information from. They have done their own research, and they have determined that if congestion pricing goes through, we will see more congestion on the roadways in the Bronx. So I'm just going to disclose that for the record. So with that, Neil, enjoy the rest of your summer, and I will speak to you all again in the fall.
Thank you very much, Chair. That concludes the public comments.